Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Chris coming at you with another episode to the Beautiful Struggle podcast. And this is episode number 42. And if this is your first time tuning into the Beautiful Struggle podcast, this podcast is a personal development podcast and a business podcast. Two things that I'm super passionate about and I just absolutely love talking about. And really, the goal of this podcast, the objective of this podcast, the reason why I do this podcast every single week is to empower my audience. It's simply to empower you guys to live the life that you truly deserve. And how I do that, how I empower you guys is I come on here every single week, share some type of encouragement, share what I'm going through in life as an entrepreneur. And I often bring on guests to share their story and to share how they reached their level of success that they're at. Haven't been doing that lately due to the coronavirus, but we'll be back on that very, very soon. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and something you want to tune into every single week, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Share this podcast with one other person that may needs to hear this, or maybe they ask you like, "Yo, what are you listening to right now?" Hey, the Beautiful Struggle podcast. Let them know. And if you guys want to get even more content, more daily content, just gems and information, go ahead and follow at Beautiful Struggle on Instagram, where again I just release daily content for you guys, just giving you guys some positive energy, some good information, especially during this whole coronavirus lockdown. So with that being said, we all have a lot of free time on our hand, man, and I'm not really the type to sit around and watch TV too much. And I guess if you like to do that, there's no problem with that. But with that being said, there's something I've been tuning into every single Sunday, and I feel like I absolutely have to watch it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching it currently as well. It's the Last Dance documentary. The Chicago Bull documentary, the Michael Jordan documentary. That's on right now. I think we're about 4 episodes in out of 10. It's a series. And for me, it's been really inspiring to watch. It's been also pretty dope to watch for a lot of the younger people out there that have never watched 90s basketball, have never really watched Michael Jordan too much. It's pretty cool to see their backstory, to see, how they became the almighty Bulls. And this documentary is really focuses on Michael Jordan, his journey to the NBA, his journey to becoming, quote unquote, the greatest player ever. It also reveals a lot of the drama that the Chicago Bulls had behind the scenes with management, with the owners and the coaches, which was pretty cool to see because I didn't even know none of that was going on. It also shows where some of the greats came from, such as Phil Jackson, how he started coaching and how he got to the Bulls. That's something that I always was wondering about. When I was young, I thought Phil was Phil. I thought he just came out and he was the man. But nah, he definitely had a struggle to get to the top. He was actually, I didn't know this, but he was coaching in Puerto Rico, that was crazy to me. They also talked about the great Scottie Pippen and how he got to the league and how when he was in college, he was underlooked. I don't even know if he was a high recruit. I don't think he was a high recruit at all. I think, in fact, when he got to the college, he was like the equipment manager or something like that. And he ended up being, a couple years later, their best player ever. So pretty dope to see, pretty amazing to see all the behind the scenes. But one person that I've been paying a lot attention to and I've been finding really fascinating to watch and learn about is Dennis Rodman. Not Michael Jordan, not Scottie Pippen. Those guys are great, no disrespect. But Dennis Rodman has really been drawing my attention the first 4 episodes. And we all know Dennis Rodman being the guy with the crazy hair colors, the weird jersey numbers. I think he was number like 91, 73, like 70, some crazy numbers, odd numbers. He was known for being a party animal, and he was also known for dating some of the biggest female celebrities in the 90s, which was pretty crazy as well. But really what was fascinating to me was not only what he did outside of the basketball court, but what he did on the basketball court. And if you guys don't know about Dennis Rodman, I don't care who you are, what team you are, where you're playing basketball, he's the guy that you want on your team. Why? Because he does all the dirty work that you probably don't want to do. He'll go out there and guard the hardest player on the other team. For instance, I think Dennis Rodman is like 6'7". He's definitely undersized for his position, but there was times where he was guarding Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominating force in the 90s and 2000. He had to go out there and guard him. So he'd go out there, guard anybody on the floor. He didn't care. He didn't care about none of that. He led the league multiple times in rebounds. Now, I don't know specifically all the stats and all that. Don't quote me, but definitely led the leagues in rebound. Like I said, he would guard the other team's best player. If it wasn't Mike guarding him, if it wasn't Scottie Pippen guarding him, it was probably Dennis Rodman. He was tough as nails. Like I said, he was going after every single loose ball. He was diving out of bounds, doing whatever it took to win. Also something crazy that you guys probably didn't know, but there was multiple times where the man only averaged 2 points a game for multiple seasons, but he was out here grabbing like 14, 15, 16 rebounds a game. Was incredible. And I think I've seen some stats of Dennis Rodman grabbing like 20, 21 rebounds and having 0 points, which is crazy. And a lot of people think, people think that you need to be great to score the ball. Like if you're not scoring the ball, if you're not putting up points, you can't be a good player. You're not known as being a good player. And Dennis Rodman really proves that wrong. And I need y'all to listen and watch this. And the reason why Dennis Rodman wasn't known for being a scorer, and the reason why he wasn't out here chucking up three-pointers, is because of this. Dennis Rodman knew that he had Scottie Pippen on his team. He knew that he had a Steve Kerr, he had a Ron Harper, and of course he had Michael Jordan on his team. He knew that he had at least MJ, and he at least had Scottie Pippen on his team. So what did Dennis Rodman do? Dennis Rodman was like, yo, the scoring is being taken care of by Michael Jordan alone. That dude out there scoring 40, 50, 60 points a game. I don't need to be doing no type of scoring. I need to pick up and fulfill where the team needs me to, which is rebound, which is defense, which is doing all the scrappy work. Dennis Rodman was known for doing all the dirty work. And not only did Dennis Rodman play his role, that man dominated his role. Absolutely dominated his role. And he's really, to me, the epitome of a team player. And like I said, I don't care what sport you play, baseball, football, basketball, you want a Dennis Rodman on your team. And where did that lead Dennis Rodman, where he wasn't known as a scorer? Dennis Rodman finished his career with 5 championship rings, 2 with the Detroit Pistons and 3 with the Chicago Bulls. And it's crazy because despite all the drama with the team, despite Dennis Rodman partying before games and drinking before games. And there was a scene in the documentary where my man was like, he went up to Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson. He was like, I need a vacation. And Phil Jackson was like, what do you mean? He's like, I need a vacation. So they let him like go to Vegas for a couple of days. And he was out there wilding out during the NBA season, which was absolutely crazy. You would never see someone doing that nowadays. But he was such an asset to the team that the team needed him. And when he came back to the team, Michael Jordan specifically said that it's like he didn't even miss a step. When the dude had to show up, the dude showed up every single time, which was absolutely incredible. And I don't want to get too deep into like the stats and who Dennis Rodman was. I want to definitely make this relatable to you guys. And you may ask, like, how does this even relate to me? Like, why are you like talking about Dennis Rodman? Why are you going in about Dennis Rodman so hard? And I think about it and I see Dennis Rodman. I'm like, man, we all have a part to play in our life. Whether we're in marriage, I know my marriage especially, I definitely got a part to play, and I better play it really well, and I better go hard in my part, in my position, in business. Best believe I have to go hard in my business as well with my business partners. They're counting on me and I'm counting on them. So we definitely need to go hard. Even when you're at your job, maybe you don't own a business, maybe you're not in business. And just as much as you probably don't like being there and don't want to be there, there's people around you that rely on you and that count on you. And something else that I really loved about Dennis Rodman, that Dennis Rodman didn't have no ego on the court. He didn't care. He didn't care about none of that. He didn't care about him being the number one scorer, the best, whatever. He didn't care about none of that. He really didn't even care to be on the Bulls. Like the Bulls went to Dennis Rodman. They're like, yo, do you want to join the team? And he's like, I don't give a F. Like, he don't care. All he wants to do is win. That's all he simply cares about. And man, I just wanted to wrap it up here and bring it to the close here. But man, whatever you do during this time, during the coronavirus, during your lifetime, whatever you're doing, just play your part and do your best at it and dominate your position. Whether you're whether you're a parent, this is the perfect time to. Look, I'm not a parent and I'm not going to teach y'all how to parent, but I would assume that this would be a great time to continue to build that relationship with your children during the coronavirus, where all we have is time. As students, being the best students that we can possibly be. If you guys are in school, if you guys are into school, whatever the case is, making sure that we're giving it our all and we're getting the most out of what we're investing our time into. Again, employees, we all got a part to play. I know when I was, working retail, for instance, you asked my wife, I did not want to be there. I never wanted to be there, and it got to a point where I damn near hated being there. But I understood when I went there was people relying on me. There's people that were counting on me. There's people that were looking up to me as a leader. So I had to at least show up every single day, and I had to be a team player. Again, being a business partner, I'm relying on other people to give it their all because I need to eat and I need to feed my family. And they're doing the same thing with me. They're looking at me like, yo, you need to step up and do what you got to do. Again, being a spouse, if you guys have a spouse, this would be the perfect time to step up and play your part and really dominate your role and dominate your position. I know it really drives me up the walls, and it drives me absolutely crazy when my team doesn't step up. And I know we're all built different, and I know what we all think different, but man, it just really gets to me when I see people that are full of potential and they're not living up to it, And there's people that we have a team, and I know when you have a team, not everybody's going to be equally putting out the same force of effort, but man, we all have to do our best with what we have and really just try our best to dominate our lane and do whatever it takes to win. Because when your only option, like when you're in business, when your only option is to make money, grow, and win, like there is no excuse. We don't settle for nothing. Some people, they have the luxury of falling back on, their parents, or have the luxury of just go ahead and just getting a job. But some people don't have that luxury. And, we're the type of people that we don't want to hear no excuses. We just want you to play your part, do what you got to do so we can win. And that's what Dennis Rodman did. Michael Jordan probably was saying the same exact thing to his team, like, do what you got to do so we can win. And Dennis Rodman was like, yep, I'm going to go out there and grab 20 boards. I'm going to freaking guard Shaquille O'Neal, which was insane. And we're going to win this thing. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys, man. I know the coronavirus has really thrown off our game and really throwing us off our track, but let's get back on that track. Let's get back to having a positive mindset. I know this week I was really trying to focus on getting my sleeping schedule right and getting up and starting my day off right. So man, let's just play our part and let's continue to do whatever it takes to dominate our lane. It's your boy Chris, and I'll catch y'all next week.